How do you feel about the team heading into conference play?
I thought we had a pretty challenging schedule, and I feel like it set us up for some good looks on what we're going to see, and even I think it was beyond a little bit more of what we'll see. So that'll really set us forward and give us a little bit of an advantage going into MAC play when those games are going to be tough too.
This past week, nothing was scheduled as far as competition, so that's what has the team been kind of up to kind of get everything really in a good groove with Akron and Buffalo coming in this week?
So we didn't have anything this weekend, but we did on Friday do a 11-a-side scrimmage. So, I mean, I think playing ourselves is a huge competition in itself because we have such talented people on our team. So it was only 60 minutes, but having a 60-minute game where Coach had us constantly throwing in the ball, so no really stoppage play like there would be in a game. So that was kind of more of a fitness thing as well as getting a little bit more comfortable with our formation.
Preseason coaches poll had the team finishing second in the MAC East. How do you feel about those expectations?
I mean, obviously I'd like to say the wrong, so I'd love to finish first, and I think we have a great chance of doing that. But, I mean, that it is what it is. We don't really take much of that into consideration. We just go out and do our best every game and try to finish first.
Opponents are getting a lot of shots off against you. Do you feel like your defense has to do a little bit to take the pressure off of you?
My back line's amazing, so they do it. They take a lot of blows as well, so they stop a lot of things before they even turn into shots. So I just kind of deal with the stuff that does go into shots, but they definitely do a lot more that isn't as recognizable especially to people who aren't on the field and don't really play soccer as much, but they do a lot in terms of cutting off passes and clearing balls that would easily be shots on goal.
You faced Akron a couple of times, including the MAC tournament and another semifinalist, Buffalo. You've had some pretty heated competitions against the last couple of years. What do you expect to see on your field this weekend?
MAC games are so much harder than non-conference games, in my opinion. I think the MAC is a very competitive conference, and so we're ready for some really tough battles, and these will be the toughest games of our that we face so far. And especially going against people who we've seen before is even more challenging because you feel comfortable, but it's a different situation every time you go into the game.
Hi, Coach. Team's been off for a couple weeks in terms of facing competition outside of themselves. What's this team been doing the last week or so to kind of prep for MAC play starting this week?
Well, it's nice to not have games this past weekend. It gave us a little bit of time to practice as opposed to prepare for an opponent. So it allowed us to spend some time diving into some of the details, some of the things that we really wanted to focus on that we're going to take a little bit of extra time at practice to sort out. And I felt like it was good. I felt like we made progress last week.
You mentioned, Vic mentioned on Friday, team getting kind of a little bit of a scrimmage going last week. I guess any takeaways from that?
Last Friday, yeah, we played 60 minutes last Friday. It was primarily an exercise in game fitness. A couple of organizational things that we wanted to get sorted out, or at least see that we've been working on in practice that week. But the main goal of that was to get some of these kids some game minutes.
A couple MAC tournament semifinalists from a year ago coming into your field this weekend. Akron, you played a couple of times. Buffalo's been a spirited game the last couple of years. What do you expect this weekend?
Oh, I expect two tough games. I mean, it's the Mid-American Conference. Every single game in this league is going to be tough. They're just absolute dogfights, and you have to be prepared to play the game at that level. That's the only way you can be successful in this league.
Talking about how tough the MAC conference is, how do you feel you're going to build off of your non-conference schedule?
Well, certainly that was the plan going in. I feel like there's not too much that our kids haven't seen or experienced, given the level of play that we saw in non-conference. But I don't think anything can really fully prepare you for the Mid-American Conference. It's just crazy competitive. But you just weird things happen in this conference, and you've just got to take care of your own business. You've got to play your own game, and you've got to be sure of your own effort and the quality of your own game.